Hello, addicts. It's Ems, and I dressed up for a video reading. And so I decided, you know what? I'm dressed up. I might as well talk to the addicts. So hi, I'm Emerian Rich. If you haven't watched our podcast, it's horroraddicts.net. Go to the site and find out all about us. We are a blog, a podcast, and a publisher. And I just wonder what all of you guys are going to be for Halloween. Now, some costumes like this are very hot. And I don't know about you, but when I go out to events and I have all this hot stuff on, I'm like, I just want to be there for like an hour and then like I'm out. Like I need to take off all the crap and put my feet up and, just chill watching, something spooky at home with my friends and family, where I don't have to be all made up. But, we are dressing up this year. Absolutely. Even though trick-or-treating and events may be canceled, we are still dressing at my house. It is mandatory. And I think you heard that on the last show. But I wanted to tell you how to make a really easy, semi-easy pirate costume. So I have this pirate hat that I bought at actually an event down in LA that was pirate event themed. This would be probably the most expensive thing that I have on right now. This, can also be bought at like a Halloween store or something, or you can buy a sombrero or some kind of summer hat and lace it up. K-Bats is always creating crafts out of nothing. So, follow her instructions, get some lace, get a couple bows, put a little gold edging and you've got yourself a pirate hat, even if it used to be just a sun hat. So the other thing I have that I made is this hair. Now, all this really is, there's two parts to this, and I'll show you in a minute. I don't want to take off the stuff yet, because I'll be showing you all of it. But this is actually fake hair. So go to a hair store. This really cheap fake hair is usually like anywhere from $1 to like $3.99. Braid a whole bunch of it. You're going to be braiding it on one of those round scrunchies that everybody uses for their hair. And usually I make it black so that if it's seen, nobody will know because it's all part of the black hair thing. I also mixed in some of the red hair. And this is ombre red hair. It's still fake though. It's not real human hair. So it's not going to cost super bank, but it did cost like $5.99 or $7.99, something like that. So that's weighted in here. And then this stuff is t-shirt. So it's just like an old black t-shirt that we had that I cut in strips and then tied knots into. And then I tied all these little beads and stuff. And I know as horror addicts, you have like beads and skulls hanging around your house. This one's kind of heavy. So this one adds pounds to your hair. But like these little, shell ones, nothing. So just go ahead and get some of that t-shirt, tie these on. Tie one at the bottom. It doesn't have to be real neat because it's pirate. You're on a ship. You're collecting seashells and stuff. As you come, you just tie it into your hair because that's what we do. And you don't have to worry about how beautiful it is. It needs to be messy. This is just a strip of leather that I had at home that kind of matched, and so I did it. So let me show you. Here's the Frankenstein moment. Let me show you how I tied it on me. Now, if you were going to a party or something, you'd tie this on harder. But for me, I'm just video recording. So I just put it above my hat. And actually, it's not even tied on. So this is the hair. This is the scrunchie. And then you can see all of the stuff that I tied on. Actually, this is two of them. So this is one. And I do like to make them in sections in case I want to make less of something, if I only want to have a little bit of hair or if I want to have a lot. And plus they're very heavy, so if you want to take one off and you still want to be dressed as a pirate, that's fine. So this is all like black hair, t-shirt hanging, beads. You just do it up, okay? That's one. And this is the other one. And this has, some more scraggly hair stuff. And this is so old. because I made it like in the 90s sometime. So, it is really scraggly, but when you're a pirate, it's kind of better when it's old because it looks even scragglier. And the best thing about this hair tie is, let's say you're not going to do a hat or something. If you have enough hair to put into a ponytail, you can just then put this around and around and around, and your ponytail goes in there, and then it just hangs. So you don't absolutely have to have it, in your face. It could just be hanging around the side like that. Okay. Then I have a wig on because my hair right now is, you don't want to see it. It's orange. So I have a wig. You can get these at the Halloween store. I mean, I have all this stuff hanging around. I don't know if you guys do, but I do. This is just a really cheap dollar store headband that I use for like when I'm doing my face mask or whatever. So just really cheap. You tie your own hair back, and what that does is it makes it seem like the wig is more part of your hair, because otherwise you have this like weird, like, doesn't really match your forehead. So this way, this is thing, and it's okay if it's seen or not. I mean, you could have it, kind of not seen. Like that. All right, makeup. You guys, my makeup is so easy, and everybody asks me how I do it. If I have a makeup artist, I'm like, no, I just started doing it. So on this makeup, all I do is put the red on top, the black on the bottom. I use eyeshadow for the lines because it makes it a little bit thicker and it's easier to control. And then on this, I was going to make, see, here's where I cover up my mistake. I was going to make a spider web, but it kind of, this pen that I'm using, I ran out of my normal one, and this one is a little bit weird, and it kind of sometimes doesn't make right lines. So I took some makeup remover and I started just like adjusting this line, and it made this shady line, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I went with it, made a black shady line, and I have Sharpie eyeliner pens that I used on top for red, colored in the thing, and then once it's done but it's still wet, you just spray glitter on it and it becomes this. This side, my patented stitches, and then just a couple of lines up. Nothing really big, okay? You could do this. I know you guys could do this. And then whatever whatever necklace you have, and if you have this kind of shirt and maybe these are even punk hand things. They're not even pirate, but if you can go with the theme, everyone will buy it. So this is just a really quick costume that I threw together. Now, I know you guys don't have all this stuff, but like I said, I've been costuming for years, even since I was a little kid, but like, especially since the 90s. So I have all this stuff that in my house that like, okay, let me bring this together and this together and this together. Maybe it'll make a costume. You don't have to go all out and like go buy tons of stuff. You can like be like, okay, you know what? I'm going to make a very cool pirate costume, and it's going to take me 5 years. This year, I'm going to set $5 aside, and I'm going to go buy a pirate hat. Next year, I'm going to, actually the pirate hat might be a little bit more, maybe 25. So maybe save that for a year when you got more bank. But each year, make an investment. And the hair, if you had like $5, you could go to the hair store, get whatever they had, get one of your old black t-shirts, cut it up, put in the little beads and crap that you have hanging around that you've picked up at cons, or you picked up, oh, I love this little skull bead, but I have no idea what to do with it. Put them all in there. That's a quick costume. And you don't even actually have to have a hat. You could put the hair on and put like one of these like really cheapy headbands on, or a bandana. Maybe you have a bandana scarf that has like skulls on it or something. Works perfectly. You can do this, okay? So what I really want to know is, what are you going to be for Halloween? I don't know. I'm a pirate today, but I'm doing this super early. It's September right now. So by October 31st, I may have made another decision. And maybe it'll be cooler than this, or maybe it'll be a flop. But at least I'm trying. All right. Do you have the Halloween spirit? I bet you do. come and join me. Tell me about your costumes and join us on the next episode of HorrorAddicts.net. And don't forget, there are so many K-Bats Crafts videos about how to make your house schooly and, make pumpkins and pumpkin houses for your kitty cat and dark shadows things. K-Bats has been working super hard. You'll find all that stuff at HorrorAddicts.net. And until we meet again, stay spooky. Arrgh.